the game.
Well, after travelling the best part of 600 miles to Wigan and to Barrow last week, not seeing a great deal of football, it's a blessed relief to be back on home soil, making the trip down to Meadow Lane, first of a double home header tonight, Shrewsbury, followed by Bromley on Saturday. And I'm 62 years old and I'm treading the same path straight out of Snenton that I've done for the last 55 years, the best part that I can remember. Got me thinking, love games under the lights. Night games are always that little bit different, bit more exciting, bit more magical. Well, here's hoping anyway after what's not been the greatest start to the season for us, but perhaps a crumb or two of comfort before kick-off. Shrewsbury are one of the teams that are arguably worse than us so far this season. They've got the 1 point. They haven't scored a single goal in the league in 3 games. They've conceded 9 goals in their last 3 matches. They got knocked out of the Carabao Cup like ourselves, and in the last 2 league games, they've not even been able to finish with 10 men. So it should be a classic, shouldn't it, tonight? Almost there now. Team news, in case you hadn't noticed, comes out a little bit earlier now. It comes out 75 minutes before kickoff. Used to be 60, so as I'm walking down there, I had a quick peek at the team. Nick Cerula comes in for his first full start of the season. Nick set up the goal that almost earned Notts a point on Saturday. Barry Cotter down the right. Ollie Norburn comes in. He'll partner Matty Palmer in what we believe will be 2 pivots or anchors in midfield, with Aya Pender and Jody Jones in front of him. Matty Dennis is fine to lead the line again. This will be the final game of Alassane Jatta's 5-game suspension. Same back 3. No Jaden Luca or Matty Platt, both injured and had to come off on Saturday. Hearing reports, sadly, that we're going to be without both of those players for a not inconsiderable while. I'm sure Notts will talk more about that after the game. At the moment, things aren't going our way. When you're down, you tend to get a bit of a kicking. A win tonight, well, we all know we desperately need those 3 points against another team, though, in equally dire need. Let's get down to the ground and get some thoughts of facts. Even in our hour of need, Mark Stallard has deserted Notts County tonight. It's a bit unfortunate. He booked a break based on the premise that Notts will be entertaining Shrewsbury on Tuesday, been put back by 24 hours. The replacement in the BBC Radio Nottingham commentary box, Neil Bishop, dropping down a division, it didn't half hurt me to say that, from his normal duties with Mansfield Town. And breathe. A more eventful first half than we might have imagined, but the all-important thing, Notts lead 2-1, 2 up inside the opening 20 minutes. But any thoughts that this might be a procession for 3 points, undone when Shrewsbury struck back with their first league goal of the season. Dream start for Notts inside the opening 10 minutes. Matt Dennis netted his second in as many games. A low cross by Jody Jones, only palmed out by the keeper, and Dennis showing great poacher's instincts to stab the ball home from close range. Now, we don't get too many goals from corners, but a short corner routine on 20, the ball was swept in, and in a scramble, Al Joffrey reacted quickest to stab the ball home. Not 2 up inside 20 minutes. It was all looking so good. But 12 minutes later, Shrewsbury pulled one back across my former Notts loanee, Sam Stubbs, was met by Marquis from close range, header guided it into the corner, 2-1. Only a flying full-length save by Calaruse prevented Shrewsbury from going level. Both sides desperate for the points here tonight, but all importantly, half-time, it's Notts 2, Shrewsbury 1. And the sound of the Meadow Lane faithful says it all, really. Martin Patterson, probably the proudest and happiest man in Nottingham this evening. He's got his first victory and 3 points as Notts County's head coach. And boy, doesn't that relieve the tension and the pressure that had started to build in the opening matches. Notts running out 4-1 winners at a canter, in far more style than we possibly might dare have hoped for. They led 2-1 at half-time, and just 2 minutes into the second half, 3-1 to the good. Nick Cerula cutting inside onto his right foot and putting a ball beyond the outstretched palms of the Shrewsbury keeper. 3-1, Notts looking good, and this time they held on to that lead until the closing 10 minutes. It was substitute Connor Grant converting a neat move down the right and flashing the ball in off the upright. Notts 4-1 winners, richly deserved in the end. A very entertaining game, almost reminiscent of a basketball court at times, as both teams went end to end and toe to toe. Notts, though, had the better finishing skills and looked more resilient at the back. Cerula, a goal and crowned man of the match, a very impressive performance by him. Ollie Norburn looked good, certainly seemed much sharper and match fit, and together with Matthew Palmer controlled the midfield. All round, great performance by Notts, and as I say, Patterson will be absolutely delighted with this. It's his first win, 4 goals into the bargain. Matty Dennis, of course, 2 goals in 2 games for him. Wonder if he'll start ahead of Alassania Jatta, who's eligible to return on Saturday against Bromley. Not really too much about performance tonight. This was all about the result. Notts and Martin Patterson delivered. Notts 4, Shrewsbury 1.
Notts County, County's the name, football's the game.